Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Luna and I make Animal Crossing videos every single week. So if you're into that, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. If you haven't watched my last video yet, this is probably a surprise to you, but I have retired my fairy dress and picked up this brand new one because my new island theme is inspired by Alice in Wonderland. I did create this entrance in my last video, so if you are curious on how I created everything, I will leave a link to that video in the time cards on top. I did create these clips off camera because I felt like it would be boring if you guys just watch me building a bunch of cliffs. So all I did was create these so that I have enough space to decorate on top. But let's go ahead and start the build. From the title, you probably already know this is going to be a villager home build. I decided to go with Poppy because I am going to keep her on this island because she is beautifully red and I felt like she fits the theme pretty well. I am going to be swapping out some villagers. I got a great suggestion in my last video to get Bob as the Cheshire cat, I think that's how you pronounce it, and to get Ruby as the white rabbit, so I will be hunting for them really soon. I have a build in mind for the Cheshire cat, so I will be getting Bob first. It's always a sad time to kick out a villager that you really love. I think I'm going to kick out Mary, and I know I'm going to be crying my eyes out. I know it sounds crazy, but I get so attached to my villagers, and when it comes down to them leaving, I get so sad. But Mary has asked me so many times to leave, so I'm just gonna cave in and give her what she wants. But for Poppy's yard, I originally wanted to put my Nook's Cranny here, but it wasn't working out because the Nook's Cranny is pretty big compared to a villager home, and I wanted this area to be a small little walkway as if you're walking into the world of Wonderland. So I decided that a villager home would fit better here than the Nook's Cranny. I also want my Nook's Cranny and my Able Sister shop to be closer together, so I have a plan for a future video to put these two together. But for now, we're gonna work on Poppy's yard. For her yard, I wanted it to feel like it was in a forest surrounded by trees, flowers, and mushrooms, just like in the movie. I also wanted to surround her house with water, so you're going to see some interesting waterscaping for this area. I'm going to use my mushroom path. I absolutely adore this path so much. I have to continue hunting for more custom designs. I still have like 20 or so slots left to fill, but once I have all of the custom designs that I'm going to use for this island, I will be doing a video so that it is all in one place. But for now, the codes that I use in this video will be listed in the description below. So my plan for this island is to create some areas and have it resemble a small part of the movie, and as you're going through the island, I want you to feel like you're in the movie. I know for a fact my house or my second player's house will definitely have 6 scenes from the movie, and when I create the scenes, I want them to go in order of how the movie goes, so I thought that would be really cool. And I already have an idea in mind, so once I get to my house, it's over because I'm going to go off with the decorating. For Poppy's house, I am going to create 2 cliffs next to her to kind of enclose her house a bit. Also, I don't even use ladders anymore. Ever since the vines were added in the update, it is so useful because all I do is add the vine to the cliff and I can have the tool in my hand and climb up without switching between tools. It is such a game changer. I'm going to keep this top area very simple with a few items. I added this mushroom stool so that I can add a butterfly model on top. I'm going to try not to go crazy with the butterflies on this island, but I can't help myself. They're so gorgeous. And I added a large mushroom just to add some height here. So now I'm going to start adding the waterscaping and create some of the interesting waterscaping that I was talking about earlier. I'm going to create little rivers around Poppy's home. I wanted to kind of have her on her own little island. I thought that would look so cool. I'm telling you, I have so many ideas for this island. I'm going to miss some of my villagers right now. They are like my babies and I hate seeing them go. I say that, right? And here I go pushing Judy out the way. Not me going back again and pushing her for the second time. I mean, she sees me working, right? She should have moved over. That was her fault, not mine. But anyways, for this side of Poppy's house, I'll be filling the area with a bunch of flowers and giving her a little space for her to chill in front of her house, like a little balcony, but not really. For this side, I wanted to add a tree, but I ended up adding this baby tree so that it doesn't block Poppy's house. See, Judy doesn't learn her lesson because look at her sitting there knowing that I'm going to need that spot eventually. Also, I wanted to answer a question that I get a lot, which is how do I know what to build? And a follow-up question to that is how do I know where to put everything? So this is a great question. So the first thing that I do in any of my islands is work on my entrance. I think that is super helpful to me, at least, because you're building a foundation of how your island is going to look. And when I say entrance, I mean between your airport and your resident services. I feel like once you have that down, you'll be able to work your way around your island. As for how do I know what to build for, I usually look at real life pictures. In this case, since I'm doing Alice in Wonderland, I'm looking at the movie to see if there's anything that pops in my head or anything that is interesting that I want to add to my island, like any of the areas that I've seen. And then I just start building. Creating areas like this take me about 4 to 6 hours to create. If it's complex, it may take me a day. The reason why this takes me so long is because sometimes I don't have the items on hand. So either I have to purchase them through my catalog and then time travel a day or two, or if I really don't have the items at all, I have to trade with someone on Nookazon, which also takes some time. If you've ever used Nookazon, you know how some people are. That's all I'm gonna say about that. If you're interested, I can make another video in more depth on how my mind works when it comes to building, because she can be all over the place, I'll be honest. But we are almost done with the build. I'm just adding some final touches to some of the empty spaces. This path goes so well with Poppy's house, and I'm just adding her photo and a cute little ladybug model right here. Here is how the entrance looks when you're going to go to her house. I added the ruins arch in the back there because I'm going to add a pathway behind here, so maybe in the next video or the video after that I might create it, but that's how it looks so far. It's super cute. I love it. Here is how Poppy's house turned out. I absolutely love it. The colors just come together so nicely. I'm actually super jealous because I wish I lived here. Also, by the way, I was getting some comments about the pansy tables that I used in my last video. People were saying that the pansy table looks unnatural when it comes to adding it to their island, and I 100% agree with this, but here's a trick that I like to do, which is to add something in front of it to kind of cover it up a bit, like how I put the tulips in front of it. It definitely makes it look a lot better. I also love this area with the gnome tending the flowers. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, let me know by hitting the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. I love you all so much. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.